Questions are pouring in from John Cosgrove. Can you shed light on efficient workflow when you have taken iPhone shots in burst mode, both from selection and storage management? Yes, Apple does the old automatic thing where they select one of your 50 photos and they do the selection, and they're not always right. So if you click the edit button and you can go to select, you can choose. This is in the Photos app. You can choose to take them all, or you can choose the selection yourself. That's what I have found. What have you found, Frederick?
Yeah, I haven't. I'll have to take your word for it. I haven't done a whole lot of burst shooting, so
You
no,
need
I'm
to
a
photograph some babies.
pedestrian.
You need to
I
photograph some babies.
no, that those days are gone. So all my babies are grown mostly. So
Okay. Jerry Rice says, when I airdrop photos from my iPhone to the downloads folder on my Mac, sometimes the original date timestamp and other times I get the transfer date. Me too. How can I always get the original time date? That is something that we're going to have to look into because I don't know, and I sure would love to fix that because I go through it all the time because I live on AirDrop. AirDrop,
yeah,
if you don't know, is this unbelievable thing that's built into the iPhone. You click a button and it just goes into your computer, or if you're out in the field, it can just go into someone else's iPhone, which could be problematic if you don't know which iPhone to send it to, right?
yeah, absolutely. And that sounds like a bug, to be honest with you. That's not, especially if it's intermittent. And you can't predict when it's going to happen. That's 100% a software bug that Apple will need to fix. Hopefully, someone has logged that, and maybe they'll release a fix for that eventually. But yeah, that I don't think you're doing anything wrong. That sounds 100% like software error.
Okay, we've got some more questions. We got two, actually, you got several from Roy, but I'm going to do first an easy one, which is in the Apple App Store, do you have to subscribe to Lightroom to download the app? No. Lightroom Mobile is free for iOS and for Android. What they will do is try to upsell you, but your free basic app is incredible and is more full featured than the Apple Photos app. So it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
We have a question from Arthur. In your editing workflow, do you prefer to start with Photos or begin with Lightroom? I'll let you go first, Frederick, and then I'll answer.
Yeah, my workflow is going to be different than Jefferson's. My photos, let's say my photography, or my what I shoot with my big cameras. I have it separated in my mind as I want my Apple stuff to be in Apple. So I want my iPhone photos and content I produce there to be organized as Apple thinks it should be organized. So I use Photos for that. Typically, it ends up being family, friends, my parking space at the airport, those sorts of things, and a lot of really fun artistic shots and macro and all that stuff. So it goes in Photos because it understands how to sort with the metadata that the phone captures with the photo. All that stuff is captured. So I like to keep that in that ecosystem. On the other side of it, if I'm doing professional portraits or things like that, and I'm shooting them with my Nikon Z or Z6 II, then those are going into Lightroom. And I edit those inside of Lightroom and do all my fun stuff in there. So, I don't think it needs to be a zero-sum game for these tools. It just what fits your particular goals and your particular workflow, and having the dual systems works great for me.
Okay, so I have a two-sided answer on this.
Hmm.
First of all, shoot everything on the iPhone, do my backup, and then everything goes into Lightroom on the computer because I can see on my monitor way better than I can see on a 4.7-inch screen. I need to see it on the computer. That
Hmm.
said, when I'm out in the field, another way of answering this question is I do the first edit in Apple Photos. But then if I
Mm.
want to go to the next level, I'm at Lightroom because in Lightroom, by the way, anybody who is a member of Creative Cloud with Adobe, if you get Photoshop, if you get Lightroom, you get the extra features in the Lightroom mobile app. One of them is masking. The little crazy little button, you click a button, it says, just isolate the sky. So you just isolate the sky and you do your edits on the sky, leaving the rest
Yeah.
of the picture okay. And so that's something that I cannot do in Apple Photos. I can't do it. And it's pretty cool. So I do a little editing on the phone, probably do a lot of editing on the phone, but I do a second edit on my computer because I just need to see the picture.